Commander Olivia Winters stared out the main window of her ship, the horizon. The stars looked different at the edge of our solar system. Her job was to find out why strange energy readings were coming from this area. The 5-person crew had been in space for 3 months now. "Commander, I'm picking up something big," said Allison, the sensor specialist. Her eyes were wide as she looked at her screen. It's moving toward us." Olivia moved quickly to Allison's station. The readings made no sense. Something massive was approaching, but it hadn't been there seconds ago. "Battle stations," Olivia ordered, though she knew the horizon wasn't built for fighting. It was a research ship with minimal weapons. Before anyone could move, a purple light filled the bridge. Olivia felt the ship shudder. "We're caught in some kind of energy field," shouted Greg, the pilot. His hands moved frantically over the controls. "Nothing responds. We're being pulled in." Through the main window, a massive ship appeared. It seemed to be made of crystal that shifted colors like an opal. Purple, blue, and green light rippled across its surface. The ship was enormous, at least 20 times larger than the horizon. "Send out emergency signals to Earth," Olivia ordered. "Tell them we've made contact." "Communications are down," Allison replied, her voice shaking. The horizon was pulled into a large opening in the crystal ship. They floated into what looked like a hangar bay. Their ship settled gently onto the floor with a soft thud. "Everyone stay calm," Olivia said. "I'll go out first. If anything happens to me, try to get the ship working and escape." Olivia put on her spacesuit, though sensors showed the air outside was breathable. Better safe than sorry. She stepped into the airlock and then out onto the floor of the alien ship. The hangar bay was vast and empty except for their small ship. The walls glowed with soft light. Everything was quiet. Then a door appeared in what had seemed like solid wall. Through it walked the strangest being Olivia had ever seen. The alien was tall, at least 9 feet in height. Its body was covered in scales that shimmered like opals, changing color as it moved. Instead of 2 eyes, it had 6, all different shades of purple. Its face was almost human-like, but with sharper angles. It had no hair, but what looked like small crystals grew from its head in patterns. Olivia stood frozen as the alien approached. She noticed it wore what seemed to be armor made of the same crystal as the ship. When the alien was 10 feet away, it stopped. Olivia heard a voice in her mind. "You have ventured far from your world, little one." The voice was female, deep and musical. Olivia realized the alien wasn't speaking out loud. Somehow it was putting thoughts directly into her head. "Few species survived their first encounter with us," the voice continued. Olivia swallowed her fear and stood tall. "We come seeking knowledge, not conflict," she said, hoping the alien could understand her. A sound like wind chimes filled the air. The alien was laughing. "How refreshing," the voice said in Olivia's mind. "Perhaps there is hope for your kind after all." "I am Commander Olivia Winters of Earth," Olivia said. "Who are you?" "I am Zalia, Queen of the Vesperian Empire," the alien replied. "Ruler of 12,000 worlds across 3 galaxies." Olivia's heart raced. 12,000 worlds? Earth barely had colonies on the Moon and Mars. "Why have you captured our ship?" Olivia asked. "Captured? No, protected," Queen Zalia said. "There are dangers in this part of space your people know nothing about. Had I not brought you aboard, you would have stumbled into a gravity well." Olivia wasn't sure if she believed this. "We would like to return to Earth," she said. Queen Zalia tilted her head. "Of course, but first, perhaps you would accept my hospitality. There is much your people could learn from mine." Olivia thought quickly. This was first contact with an advanced alien civilization. Running away wouldn't look good. "Would be honored," she said carefully. "Excellent. You may bring your crew if you wish. No harm will come to any of you." Olivia used her suit radio to tell the crew what was happening. Soon, all 5 humans stood before the alien queen, trying not to show their fear. Queen Zalia led them through corridors that seemed to form just before they walked through them and disappear after they passed. They arrived in a large room with a window that showed the stars outside. Food and drink were laid out on a table made of the same crystal as everything else. "Please, refresh yourselves," Queen Zalia said into all their minds. "Then we will talk." The crew looked at Olivia. She nodded and they sat down carefully. The food looked strange but smelled good. As they ate, Queen Zalia watched them with her 6 purple eyes. Olivia felt there was something the Queen wasn't telling them. "You did not come to this part of space by accident," Queen Zalia finally said. Olivia set down her cup. "We detected unusual energy readings." "Yes, those were from my fleet." "Fleet?" Greg asked, looking worried. "The Eternal Twilight, my ship, does not travel alone," Queen Zalia explained. "We have been watching Earth for some time." "Why?" Olivia asked. Queen Zalia's scales darkened slightly. "Because your world is in danger, Commander Winters. A danger you cannot possibly understand yet." "What kind of danger?" Allison asked. "That is a conversation for later," Queen Zalia said. "For now, know that your arrival here was expected. In fact, you specifically were expected, Olivia Winters." A chill ran down Olivia's spine. "Me? Why me?" Queen Zalia's 6 eyes all focused on her. "That, too, is for later. For now, rest. Tomorrow, I will show you wonders your people have never dreamed of." That night, in rooms provided for them, the crew discussed their situation. "We need to escape," Greg said. "This is clearly a trap." "I don't think so," Olivia replied. "If they wanted to harm us, why treat us like guests?" "To lower our guard," suggested Allison. "Maybe," Olivia admitted, "but this is the greatest discovery in human history. We need to learn all we can." Late that night, Olivia woke to find Queen Zalia standing in her room. "I apologize for disturbing your rest," the Queen's voice said in her mind. "But there are things you must know that cannot wait until morning." "What things?" Olivia asked, sitting up. "Your world has less time than I thought," Queen Zalia said. "The scourge approaches faster than expected." "The scourge? What's that?" "The end of all things, Olivia Winters. And you are the only human who can help me stop them." Olivia didn't understand, but the fear in Queen Zalia's voice, or thoughts, seemed genuine. "Why me?" she asked again. Queen Zalia moved closer. "Because you have something no other human has. Something in your very blood. Something I need." In the strange light of the alien ship, Queen Zalia's 6 purple eyes glowed with an emotion Olivia couldn't name. It might have been hope, it might have been something else entirely. 3 weeks passed since the first meeting between humans and the Vesperians. Olivia's report to Earth had caused worldwide panic. Some people wanted to welcome the aliens. Others wanted to fight them. Leaders from every country argued about what to do. Meanwhile, Olivia spent most of her time aboard the Eternal Twilight. Queen Zalia had asked her to act as a go-between for humans and Vesperians. The rest of Olivia's crew had returned to Earth to help calm fears and explain what they had seen. Olivia walked through the crystal halls of the alien ship. She still got lost sometimes. The walls seemed to change when no one was looking. "You are troubled today," Queen Zalia's voice said in her mind. The Queen appeared around a corner, her scales glittering like gems. "Earth's governments can't agree on how to respond to your arrival," Olivia said. "Some think you're a threat." Queen Zalia made the wind chime sound that Olivia now knew was laughter. "They are right to be cautious. Not all who travel between stars have good intentions." They entered a large room Olivia hadn't seen before. In the center floated a map of the galaxy made of light. "It is time you learned the truth," Queen Zalia said. "About why we are here." She waved a hand and the map zoomed in to show a cluster of stars. Several were highlighted in red. "Each red star marks a world that once held life," Queen Zalia explained. "Worlds that are now dead." "What happened to them?" Olivia asked. "The scourge happened." Queen Zalia's voice in Olivia's mind turned cold. "They are a race that consumes. They travel from world to world, taking all resources, killing all life." The map changed to show a dark cloud moving between stars. As it touched each red star, the light winked out. "And they're coming here? To Earth?" Olivia felt a chill. Yes. We detected their approach 6 of your months ago. That is why we came. Queen Zelia looked at Olivia with all 6 eyes. Your weapons cannot stop them. Your ships cannot escape them. Without our help, humanity will die. Olivia stared at the map, watching worlds go dark one by one. Why would you help us? What do you get from it? Queen Zelia was silent for a moment. We Vesperians have fought the Scourge for thousands of years. We cannot defeat them alone. We need allies. But why Earth? We're not very advanced compared to you. That is true, but there is something about humans. Queen Zelia paused. Your adaptability, your creativity, your capacity for growth. These are rare qualities in the galaxy. Olivia wasn't sure if that was the whole truth. She had learned to read some of Queen Zelia's expressions, and the Queen seemed to be holding something back. There's more, isn't there? Olivia pressed. Queen Zelia's scales darkened, a sign Olivia had come to recognize as discomfort. Yes, the Queen admitted. There is a condition to our protection. What kind of condition? Queen Zelia walked to a window. Outside, stars glittered against the blackness of space. Our laws are ancient and strict. To commit our full forces to protecting a world, that world must be considered part of our empire. You want Earth to join your empire? Olivia asked, alarmed. To give up our independence? No. Not exactly. Queen Zelia turned back to face her. We need a binding alliance. By our traditions, such alliances are sealed through royal marriage. Olivia blinked in confusion. Marriage? But we don't have royalty on Earth. You have leaders. You are seen as a leader among your people now. You represent Earth. Suddenly, Olivia understood. And you represent the Vesperians? Yes. So you're suggesting a marriage of convenience, Queen Zelia clarified quickly. Nothing more. A political union to satisfy our laws. Olivia's mind raced. This was absurd. How could she marry an alien queen? What would Earth say? I need time to think, she said, and to talk to my superiors. Of course, Queen Zelia agreed. But time is something we have little of. The Scourge will reach your system within weeks. Back on Earth, Olivia met with global leaders. Their reactions were mixed. This is ridiculous, said the US president. We can't agree to this. Can we fight these Scourge creatures without Vesperian help? Asked the Chinese premier. No one had a good answer for that. Kate Reeves, Olivia's second-in-command and closest friend, caught up with her after the meeting. You can't seriously be considering this, Kate said as they walked through the halls of the United Nations building. What choice do we have? Or Olivia asked. You saw the data Queen Zelia showed us. The Scourge have destroyed dozens of worlds. But how do we know that's true? She could be lying to manipulate us. Olivia had wondered the same thing. What would be the point? The Vesperians are far more advanced than we are. If they wanted to conquer Earth, they could just do it. Maybe they want something else, Kate suggested. Something they can only get if you agree willingly. That night, Olivia couldn't sleep. She kept thinking about Queen Zelia's offer. Marriage to an alien. The idea was strange, unsettling. Yet if it meant saving Earth, when she finally fell asleep, strange dreams came. She saw stars dying, heard screams of countless beings, and through it all, Queen Zelia watched her with those 6 violet eyes. Olivia woke with a start. Something felt wrong. She checked her phone and saw dozens of missed calls. The Scourge had arrived early. Their ships had been spotted near Jupiter. Olivia rushed to the emergency meeting at the UN. Screens showed dark, spiky ships moving through space. They looked like black thorns against the stars. The Vesperians are engaging them, said the Secretary General. But there are too many. Some are breaking through, heading for Earth. Where's Queen Zelia? Olivia asked. On her ship. She's leading the defense personally. Olivia made a decision. I need to get up there. An hour later, a shuttle took her to the eternal twilight. The ship was in battle mode, its crystal surface now hard and sharp like armor. Queen Zalia stood in the command center, giving orders to her crew. When she saw Olivia, she stopped. "You came," she said, her mental voice showing surprise. "Yes," Olivia replied. "I want to help." Queen Zalia shook her head. "Without the Alliance, there is little you can do. Our full forces cannot be deployed, unless—" "I know," Olivia interrupted. "That's why I'm here. I accept your offer." The Queen's 6 eyes widened. "You will enter the marriage alliance?" "Yes. If it will save Earth, I'll do it." Queen Zalia studied her for a long moment. "There are things you should know first. The process. It will change you." "Change me how?" Before Queen Zalia could answer, an explosion rocked the ship. A Vesperian officer reported that 3 Scourge vessels had broken through their lines. "We don't have time," Queen Zalia said urgently. "If we are to save your world, we must complete the ritual now." Olivia hesitated only a second. "Let's do it." Queen Zalia led her to a small chamber off the main command center. Inside was a pedestal holding a crystal cup filled with glowing purple liquid. "This contains genetic material from the royal line," Queen Zalia explained. "When you drink, it will alter your DNA slightly, creating a biological bond between us. This is how our marriages work, at the cellular level." "It will make me part Vesperian?" Olivia asked, shocked. "Only minimally, but enough to satisfy our laws." Another explosion hit the ship. Alarms blared. "Decide quickly," Queen Zalia urged. Olivia looked at the cup, then at the screen showing the battle. Earth hung in the distance, blue and vulnerable. She took the cup and drank. At first, nothing happened. Then pain shot through her body. She fell to her knees, gasping. It felt like fire in her veins. Through blurry eyes, she saw Kate burst into the room. Her friend must have followed her from Earth. "What have you done to her?" Kate shouted at Queen Zalia. "What she consented to," the Queen replied calmly. "She is becoming one of us." As darkness closed in, Olivia heard Queen Zalia giving commands to deploy the full Vesperian fleet. The last thing she saw was Kate's face, full of anger and fear. The battle for Earth raged across the solar system. The sky above every major city showed strange lights as ships fought in orbit. People watched in fear, not knowing if they would live to see tomorrow. Aboard the Eternal Twilight, Olivia floated, in a healing chamber. The liquid around her glowed soft purple. Her skin had begun to change, taking on a faint shimmer like Zalia's scales. Kate stood outside the chamber, arguing with Queen Zalia. "You tricked her," Kate accused. "You never said the marriage would physically change her." "There was no time to explain everything," Queen Zalia replied. Her mental voice remained calm despite Kate's anger. "The scourge arrived sooner than expected." "Convenient," Kate said bitterly. "Do you think I planned this?" Queen Zalia's scales darkened with emotion. "The scourge do not follow my orders." A Vesperian officer entered the room. He bowed to Queen Zalia and reported, "The Earth city of Washington is gone, my queen. Beijing is under attack. The human death count is over 40 million and rising." Kate's face went pale. 40 million already? "The scourge are efficient killers," Queen Zalia said grimly. "This is why we needed the alliance finalized quickly." She turned to the officer. "Deploy the Crystal Guard to defend the larger population centers. Priority on areas with children." The officer bowed again and left. Queen Zalia turned back to Kate. "Your friend made a brave choice," she said. "Because of her, we can now bring our full forces to bear. Without this marriage alliance, our ancient laws would have limited our involvement. Laws that convenient should be broken," Kate said. Queen Zalia's 6 eyes narrowed. "Our laws have kept our civilization stable for 50,000 years. We do not break them even in crisis." Before Kate could respond, the liquid in Olivia's chamber began to drain. Olivia's eyes fluttered open. They still looked mostly human, but now had flecks of violet in them. The chamber opened. Olivia stepped out, unsteady on her feet. Kate rushed to help her. "How do you feel?" Kate asked. "Different," Olivia said. Her voice sounded normal, but there was a new quality to it, a subtle resonance. Stronger. Queen Zalia approached them. The changes have only just begun, she told Olivia. Over the next few days you will discover new abilities. What kind of abilities? Olivia asked. Enhanced strength. Better senses. Some telepathic capability. Queen Zalia hesitated. And a connection to me. We are bonded now, as our law requires. Olivia could feel it, a faint awareness of Queen Zalia's presence in her mind. Not thoughts exactly, but emotions. Right now, the Queen felt worried. The battle, Olivia remembered suddenly. Earth, what's happening? Queen Zalia led them to the command center. The main screen showed the solar system. Red dots represented Scourge ships. Blue dots were Vesperian vessels. Earth sat in the middle, surrounded by fighting. We've lost many major cities, Queen Zalia explained. But now that the Starweaver protocol is active, our full armada has arrived. Indeed, as Olivia watched, hundreds of new blue dots appeared at the edges of the screen. Fresh Vesperian ships joining the battle. The tide is turning, Queen Zalia said. But the cost has been high. Images showed devastation across Earth. New York was in flames. Tokyo was gone. Just a crater remained. Hundreds of smaller cities had been hit too. Oh my God, Kate whispered. Olivia felt sick. All those people. The Scourge show no mercy, Queen Zalia said. This is why I pushed for the alliance. Had we waited, there would be nothing left to save. Olivia wasn't sure if she should feel grateful or manipulated. Maybe both were true. Over the next few hours, the Vesperian reinforcements pushed back the Scourge. Many enemy ships were destroyed. Others retreated to the outer solar system. We've won this round, Queen Zalia announced. But they will return with greater numbers. How long do we have? Olivia asked. Perhaps one of your Earth months. They must gather their forces. A month to prepare for another attack, it wasn't much time. I need to go to Earth, Olivia said. I need to see the damage for myself and help coordinate our defenses. Queen Zalia nodded. I understand. But be warned. Your appearance has changed. Some humans may react poorly. Olivia hadn't thought about that. She found a mirror and looked at herself. The changes weren't extreme, but they were noticeable. Her skin had a subtle shimmer. Her eyes had violet flecks. And when she looked closely, she could see tiny scale-like patterns forming on her arms. I'll deal with it, Olivia said firmly. My people need me. Queen Zalia provided a small ship to take Olivia and Kate back to Earth. As they prepared to leave, the Queen pulled Olivia aside. Through our bond, I will know if you are in danger, she said. Call on me if you need help. I will, Olivia promised. The journey to Earth was short, but difficult. As they approached the planet, they saw the destruction clearly. Huge areas were burned or destroyed. Smoke covered parts of the continents. They landed at a military base outside what remained of London. Armed soldiers surrounded the ship as soon as it touched down. They're scared, Kate warned as they prepared to exit. Try not to look too alien. Olivia nodded. She put on a hat to shadow her eyes and gloves to cover her shimmering skin. When they stepped out, General Peterson approached them. He had been Olivia's superior before all this started. Commander Winters, he said stiffly, we've been told some strange things about you. Most of them are probably true, sir, Olivia replied. The general studied her. They say you married the alien queen, that you're becoming like them. I did what was necessary to save Earth, Olivia said. Without the alliance, we would all be dead by now. That remains to be seen, the general said coldly. Some people are calling you a traitor. Olivia felt anger rise. A traitor? I sacrificed myself to save humanity. Did you? The general challenged. Or did you gain power and abilities the rest of us don't have? Some are saying you sold us out for personal gain. Kate stepped forward. That's ridiculous. Olivia had no idea what would happen to her. She did it to save us. The general didn't look convinced. Well, you'll have a chance to explain yourself to what's left of the world leaders. They're meeting tomorrow in Geneva. It's one of the few major cities still intact. Olivia and Kate were given quarters at the base. That night, Olivia couldn't sleep. Through her new connection to Queen Zalia, she could sense the Queen was also awake, monitoring the space around Earth for any sign of the scourge returning. In the morning, they flew to Geneva. The city was crowded with refugees from destroyed areas. People stared at Olivia as she passed, some with hope, others with fear. The meeting was held in the old United Nations building. Leaders from surviving governments were present, along with military commanders and scientists. When Olivia entered, the room went quiet. She had decided not to hide her changes. They needed to see what she had become. Commander Winters said, the Swiss president who was chairing the meeting. Or should we call you something else now? Olivia is fine, she said, taking a seat. You've changed, noted the French leader. Yes. Part of the marriage alliance with the Vesperians involves genetic bonding. I'm still mostly human, but I've gained some Vesperian traits. Can you still be trusted? Asked the Chinese premier bluntly. Or do your loyalties lie with your new wife? Olivia took a deep breath. My loyalty is to Earth. Everything I've done has been to protect humanity. Yet half of Washington is gone, said the U.S. Vice President bitterly. The president had died in the attack, and most of our other major cities are in ruins. Some protection. Without the Vesperians, there would be nothing left at all, Kate argued. So they say, muttered someone. Olivia sensed the distrust in the room. These people saw her as different now, as other. It hurt more than she had expected. The scourge will return in about a month, she told them, trying to focus on the immediate threat. We need to prepare. Queen Zalia has offered to share defensive technology with Earth. At what price? Asked the Brazilian president. No additional price, Olivia said. The alliance is already formed. The meeting continued for hours. Plans were made for evacuations, for building shelters, for distributing Vesperian shields to protect key areas. Throughout it all, Olivia felt the distance growing between her and other humans. Even Kate sometimes looked at her strangely when she thought Olivia wouldn't notice. That night in her hotel room, Olivia stood by the window looking at the stars. She could feel Queen Zalia up there, watching over Earth. I'm becoming an outsider on my own planet, Olivia thought, not realizing she was projecting the thought through their bond. Yes, came Queen Zalia's reply in her mind. It is the burden of being between worlds, neither fully one thing nor the other. Olivia was startled. She hadn't meant to communicate. Our connection grows stronger, Queen Zalia explained. Soon, distance will not matter. We will always be able to reach each other's thoughts. Is that part of the marriage bond? Olivia asked, mentally. Yes. Though it is unusually strong between us. Your transformation is progressing faster than I expected. Olivia looked at her hands. The scale pattern was more visible now. Will I become completely like you? She asked, both curious and afraid. No. You will remain partly human. But the changes will continue for some time. Olivia wasn't sure how she felt about that. Part of her was fascinated by the new abilities. Another part mourned her humanity. 2 weeks after the first attack, Olivia sat in a meeting with Earth's military leaders. Her appearance had changed even more. Her skin now had a clear iridescent quality that caught the light. The violet flecks in her eyes had spread, and small scales were visible along her neck and arms. The Vesperian shields are operational in 53 cities, General Peterson reported, but that leaves hundreds of population centers unprotected. We're working as fast as we can, Olivia said. Queen Zalia has sent engineers to help install more shields. And we're just supposed to trust these engineers? Asked Admiral Wilson. For all we know, they could be planting spy devices. Olivia was tired of the suspicion. The Vesperians are risking their lives to protect us. Hundreds of their ships were destroyed in the first battle. Convenient that they showed up just before this scourge attacked, the Admiral said, making air quotes with his fingers. Almost like they knew it was coming. Kate, who had been quiet until now, spoke up. Actually, I've been looking into that. All eyes turned to her. Kate pulled out a tablet and displayed some images. These are records from other civilizations that the Vesperians have shared with us, historical accounts of scourge attacks on other worlds. The images showed devastation similar to what Earth had experienced. I've noticed a pattern, Kate continued. In every case, the Vesperians arrived shortly before the scourge. They offered protection in exchange for alliances or resources. Olivia frowned. What are you suggesting? Kate looked uncomfortable. I'm not sure yet. But it's strange, isn't it? The timing is always the same. The meeting ended with tension hanging in the air. Olivia walked out with Kate. Do you think the Vesperians are connected to the scourge somehow? Olivia asked once they were alone. Kate hesitated. I don't know, but I think we should find out more about these patterns before the scourge returns. Olivia nodded. I'll talk to Queen Zalia. Later, aboard the Eternal Twilight, Olivia found Queen Zalia in a quiet room, meditating. The Queen's eyes opened as Olivia entered. Your thoughts are troubled, Queen Zalia said. I felt your concern across our bond. Olivia sat down across from her. I need to ask you something directly. Is there a connection between the Vesperians and the scourge? Queen Zalia was silent for a long moment. Why do you ask this? Because there's a pattern. You always arrive just before they do. You offer protection in exchange for alliances. It seems convenient. The Queen's scales darkened. You think we bring the scourge deliberately? That we create the danger so we can pose as saviors? I don't know what to think, Olivia admitted, but I need the truth. Queen Zalia stood and walked to a window. Outside, Earth hung like a blue marble in space. There is a connection, she finally said, but not the one you imagine. Olivia waited for her to continue. Long ago, thousands of your years, the Vesperians were a different people. Warlike, conquering. We created the scourge. As weapons, Olivia felt cold. You created them? Yes, they were designed to weaken other worlds before we arrived. But something went wrong. They evolved beyond our control. Developed their own intelligence, their own goals. Queen Zalia turned back to face Olivia. They turned against us, nearly destroyed our homeworld. So now they hunt you, Olivia realized. Yes, we try to warn worlds in their path, offer protection. It is our way of making amends for our ancestors' crimes. Olivia wasn't sure if she believed this. It could be another manipulation, but through their bond, she sensed genuine regret from the Queen. There's more, isn't there? Olivia pressed. Something about me specifically. Queen Zalia's 6 eyes studied her. Yes, the scourge can sense Vesperian royalty. We give off a genetic signal. That is how they track us. And that's why you needed the marriage, Olivia said, understanding dawning. You needed my human DNA to dilute the signal. Yes, the marriage ritual wasn't just political, it was survival, for both our species. By blending our genetic codes, we created a new signal that confuses the scourge. Olivia thought about what this meant. So I'm a shield, a genetic disguise. In part, Queen Zalia admitted, but there is more to it. The compatibility between your DNA and mine was unexpected. The changes in you are happening faster and going further than is normal in such bonds. As if to emphasize this point, Olivia felt a strange sensation on her forehead. Touching it, she felt small bumps forming, the beginning of the crystal-like growths that Vesperians had. How far will these changes go? She asked. I don't know. Queen Zalia said honestly. This is new territory even for us. When Olivia returned to Earth, she went straight to Kate with what she had learned. They met in a secure room at the military base. So they created the scourge, Kate said after Olivia explained. That's not exactly reassuring. But now they're trying to stop them, Olivia pointed out. And the marriage, my transformation, it's part of that effort. Kate looked at Olivia with concern. Are you okay with that? Being used as a genetic shield? I don't know, Olivia admitted. But if it helps save Earth, then yes. Kate reached out and touched one of the small crystal growths on Olivia's forehead. These are new. They started a few hours ago. Queen Zalia says the changes are happening faster than expected. Does it hurt? No, it feels natural somehow. Olivia looked at her reflection in a window. I'm becoming something new, Kate. Not human, not Vesperian. Something in between. Can it be reversed? Kate asked. I don't think so, and I'm not sure I would want it to be. Olivia realized this was true as she said it. These changes give me abilities that could help Earth. I can sense things others can't. I'm stronger, faster. But at what cost? Kate wondered. Your humanity? Humanity is more than just DNA, Olivia said. It's about choices, about caring for others. I haven't lost that. Their conversation was interrupted by alarms. The base commander rushed in. They're back, he said grimly. Scourge ships have been spotted, near Mars, more than before. Through her bond with Queen Zalia, Olivia felt the Queen's alarm. I need to get back to the eternal twilight, she said. Kate grabbed her arm. Let me come with you. Someone needs to represent Earth's interests up there. Within an hour, they were aboard a shuttle heading for the Vesperian flagship. As they approached, they saw that the crystal ship had changed. It now had long, sharp projections, weapons ready for battle. Queen Zalia met them in the hangar. You felt it, she said to Olivia. Yes. How bad is it? Worse than expected. They've brought 3 hive ships this time. On the command deck, screens showed the approaching Scourge fleet. The dark, thorn-like ships moved in strange patterns like a swarm of insects. Our forces are gathering, Queen Zalia said. But even with our full armada, this will be difficult. Olivia studied the tactical display. We need a new strategy. Last time we fought defensively, protecting Earth. This time we need to attack. Attack how? Kate asked. They outnumber us. Olivia looked at Queen Zalia. You said the Scourge track Vesperian royalty through a genetic signal. That's why they came to our solar system. They were following you. Yes, the Queen confirmed. And our marriage has created a new signal that confuses them. That is the hope. Yes. Olivia's mind raced. What if we amplify that signal? Create a fake target that draws them away from Earth? Queen Zalia's eyes widened. A decoy. She thought for a moment. It could work, but generating such a signal would require a massive amount of energy. What about Jupiter's moon Io? Kate suggested. It has extreme volcanic activity. Could we use that energy? Queen Zalia nodded. Possible. We would need to place signal amplifiers on the surface. How quickly can we set this up? Olivia asked. With my engineers, perhaps 2 days. Olivia shook her head. The Scourge will reach Earth before then. We need another solution. She paced, the command deck thinking. Then an idea struck her. What about me? My DNA is already a blend of human and Vesperian. Could I somehow broadcast a signal? Queen Zalia considered this. Perhaps. Through our bond, your genetic signature is linked to mine. If we enhance that connection, you might be able to project a signal strong enough to draw their attention. Is that dangerous? Kate asked, worried. Yes, Queen Zalia admitted. It would place Olivia at the center of their focus. They would hunt her specifically. But it would save Earth? Olivia asked. If we can draw them far enough away, yes. Olivia didn't hesitate. Let's do it. Despite Kate's protests, preparations began immediately. Olivia was placed in a special chamber designed to amplify the genetic bond between her and Queen Zalia. This will strengthen our connection, the Queen explained, making the hybrid signal stronger. Will it change me more? Olivia asked. Yes. The process will accelerate your transformation. Olivia took a deep breath. I understand. As the chamber activated, pain shot through Olivia's body. It was like the first time she had drunk from the marriage cup, but much more intense. She could feel her DNA rewriting itself, cells changing at a fundamental level. Through the pain, she maintained her focus. Earth, She was doing this for Earth, for humanity, for the billions of people who would die if the scourge attacked again. Hours later, the process was complete. When Olivia emerged from the chamber, even Kate gasped. Olivia's transformation had advanced dramatically. Her skin was fully iridescent, now with visible scales and patterns across her body. Small crystal growths adorned her forehead like a crown. Her eyes were more violet than human. 3 days passed since Olivia's transformation had drawn the scourge away from Earth. The alien fleet still circled Saturn, confused by the strange signal Olivia was generating. But Vesperian scouts reported that the scourge were beginning to test new patterns, trying to understand the deception. "They'll figure it out soon," Queen Zalia told the War Council. "Then they will return angrier than before." The council included Olivia, Kate, and leaders from both Earth and the Vesperian fleet. They met on the Eternal Twilight to plan their next move. "We need a permanent solution," Olivia said. "We can't keep playing this game of cat and mouse forever." General Peterson from Earth nodded. "Agreed. But what options do we have? Even with Vesperian weapons, we're outmatched." Queen Zalia's scales shifted colors as she thought. "There might be a way," she said finally. "But it is dangerous. And it requires both Olivia and myself." All eyes turned to her. "What are you thinking?" Olivia asked. "The scourge function as a hive mind," Queen Zalia explained. "They share thoughts, like a single organism spread across many ships. This is their strength, but it could also be their weakness." "How?" Kate asked. "If we could disrupt the hive mind, the individual ships would lose coordination. They would become confused, perhaps even turn against each other." "And how do we disrupt a hive mind?" General Peterson asked skeptically. Queen Zalia looked at Olivia. "Through our bond. Olivia's hybrid nature already confuses their sensors. If we could amplify that confusion and feed it directly into their neural network." "You want to hack their minds," Kate realized. "In simple terms, yes," the Queen confirmed. "But to do so, we would need to get very close to their main hive ship." "That sounds like a suicide mission," General Peterson said. "It would be extremely dangerous," Queen Zalia admitted. "But if it works, we could end the scourge threat permanently." Olivia considered this. How close would we need to get? Within their defensive perimeter. Close enough that our minds could reach theirs through the amplification technology. "And both of us would need to go?" Olivia asked. "Yes. Our bond is the key. It creates a signal the scourge cannot understand. A bridge between two species they thought could never be compatible." The room fell silent as everyone considered the implications. Finally, Olivia spoke. "Let's do it." Kate pulled her aside after the meeting. "This is crazy," she said. "You're talking about flying right into the middle of the enemy fleet." "It's the only plan that might work," Olivia replied. "But why you? Haven't you sacrificed enough? Look at what you've become." Olivia glanced at her reflection in a window. Her transformation had stabilized somewhat. She still looked partly human, but clearly alien as well. The crystal formations on her head had grown into a pattern that resembled a crown. Her skin shimmered with iridescent scales. "What I've become is exactly why I need to go," Olivia said softly. "This hybrid nature, it's unique. It's what confuses the scourge. And through my bond with Queen Zalia, we have a chance to end this war." Kate studied her friend's face. "You care for her, don't you? This isn't just about duty anymore." Olivia didn't deny it. "Our bond, it's hard to explain. We share thoughts, feelings. It's intimate in a way I never expected." "What about after? If you survive this mission, what then? Will you stay with her? Leave Earth behind?" "I don't know," Olivia admitted. "I don't think I fully belong on Earth anymore, but I'm not fully Vesperian either. I'm something in between." Kate hugged her, careful of the crystal growths. "Just come back alive. We'll figure out the rest later." Preparations for the mission moved quickly. A small fast ship was modified to amplify the mental bond between Olivia and Queen Zalia. The plan was to approach the Scourge fleet while they were still confused by Olivia's signal, get close enough to the main hive ship, and then broadcast. a disruption pulse directly into their neural network. The night before the mission, Olivia stood on the observation deck of the eternal twilight looking out at the stars. She felt Queen Zalia approach before she heard her. "You're afraid," the Queen said, joining her at the window. "Yes," Olivia admitted. "Aren't you?" "I have lived 5 of your lifetimes," Queen Zalia replied. "I have seen many battles, lost many friends. Fear is an old companion." They stood in silence for a moment. Through their bond, emotions flowed back and forth. Concern, determination, and deeper feelings neither had put into words. "If we succeed," Olivia said finally, "what happens next? For us, I mean." Queen Zalia's scales rippled with subtle colors. "That would be your choice. The marriage bond is permanent, but what it means to us, that can evolve." "And what do you want it to mean?" Olivia asked, turning to face the Queen. All 6 of Queen Zalia's violet eyes focused on her. "I have ruled alone for a long time, Olivia Winters. I agreed to this marriage for strategic reasons, to save your world and mine. I did not expect feelings." Olivia felt the Queen's emotions through their bond, confusion, wonder, and a growing warmth that mirrored Olivia's own feelings. "Neither did I," Olivia said softly. Morning came too quickly. The small ship was ready, loaded with the amplification technology they would need. Kate and General Peterson came to see them off. "Earth is counting on you," the general said stiffly. Kate hugged Olivia again. "Come back," she whispered. "Whatever you decide about your future, just come back alive." The journey to Saturn took only hours with Vesperian engines. As they approached, they could see the Scourge fleet, hundreds of black thorn-like ships, circling the ringed planet. "They still haven't figured out the deception," Queen Zalia observed. "But they will soon." Olivia took her position in the amplification chamber. Queen Zalia sat opposite her. Between them was a device that would enhance their mental connection and project it outward toward the Scourge hive mind. "Ready?" Olivia asked. The Queen nodded. "Remember, once we begin, they will detect us. We will have only minutes before they attack." They activated the device. Immediately, their mental bond strengthened dramatically. Olivia could see into Queen Zalia's mind. Thousands of years of memories, strange alien thoughts, and deep, complex emotions. In turn, she knew the Queen could see into her mind, her human life, her fears, hopes, and the recent changes that had made her something new. Together, they reached out toward the Scourge fleet. At first, there was resistance, a wall of hostile alien consciousness. But where their minds touched together, hybrid and Vesperian, a crack formed in that wall. The Scourge detected them. Alarms blared as enemy ships turned toward their small vessel. "Push harder," Queen Zalia urged. They forced their combined consciousness through the crack into the hive mind. It was vast and dark, a network of predatory instinct and cold calculation. "There," Queen Zalia indicated, "the central node." They focused their attack on that point, the core of the Scourge consciousness. They fed it confusion, contradiction, hybrid thoughts that the pure hive mind couldn't process. Outside, the first Scourge ships reached them. Blasts of energy rocked their small vessel. "Hull breach in Section 3, reported the automated system. "Keep going," Olivia said through clenched teeth. "We're close." Their mental attack intensified. The Scourge hive mind began to fracture. Confusion spread through the network. Ship turned against ship as conflicting commands were sent. A massive explosion shook their vessel. Warning lights flashed everywhere. "Critical damage," the system announced. Life support failing. But in their joined minds, they could feel the Scourge breaking apart. The hive mind was collapsing, unable to handle the hybrid signal they had injected into its network. "It's working," Queen Zalia said. "But we need to get out of here." The ship's engines were damaged. They had no way to escape. All around them, Scourge vessels were either attacking each other or drifting aimlessly, disconnected from central control. "We've won," Olivia realized. "But we're not going to make it back." Through their bond, she felt Queen Zalia's determination. Yes, we will. The Queen activated an emergency beacon, a signal that would be detected by the Vesperian fleet waiting beyond Saturn. They won't reach us in time, Olivia said as another system failed. Then we will reach them, Queen Zalia replied. She took Olivia's hands. Our bond is stronger than you know. Together we can do more than disrupt the scourge. Olivia understood. The amplification device was still working. Instead of projecting outward toward the scourge, they would project toward the Vesperian fleet, a call for help that couldn't be ignored. They joined their minds once more, reaching out across space. Olivia felt Queen Zalia's strength flowing into her, supporting her as they stretched their consciousness to its limits. A response came, faint at first, then stronger. The Vesperian fleet had heard them. Ships were moving to their position at maximum speed. They're coming, Queen Zalia said, but we must hold on. Minutes stretched like hours as their ship lost power system by system. The temperature dropped. Air grew thin. Through it all, they maintained their mental connection, drawing strength from each other, refusing to let go. Finally, a crystal ship appeared outside their viewport. Vesperian rescuers cut through the hull of their damaged vessel and pulled them to safety, just as the life support failed completely. Back aboard the Eternal Twilight, medical teams worked to stabilize them. The mental strain had been enormous. Both Olivia and Queen Zalia drifted in and out of consciousness,